SMP Season 2 begins!
That's me, and I just announced the new season of the Combo SMP, which is the deadliest SMP on Bedrock. And I just joined the server ready for Season 3. This season adds a bunch of new features, including this texture pack, which allows you to see your shield and armor pieces on the left of your screen. But the main mod of this season is the strength mod, which allows you, when you kill a player, you gain a level of strength, capping at 5. But when you die, you either go into negative strength, or you lose one of your strength levels. Anyway, I am really excited for this season of Combo SMP, and let's just get started because there's a lot to do today. My first goal is to help me and my teammates, BFP and Pringle players, get looted up before the 1 hour grace period ends, and that is because after the 1 hour grace period ends, it's going to be the easiest time to level up the strength. We managed to get full iron and even some diamond swords for the 3 of us. Skipping a little bit to about 10 minutes before the grace period ends, BFP found a player in the same cave as us, so we decided it would be a good idea to kind of just camp on him until the grace period ends, so we can at least get 1 free kill. So I use our teleporter mod to teleport over to him. It works pretty simply. You can receive and send teleport requests, and also teleport to a marker, and I've just teleported to him here. The player we are hunting is Baller, and he is one of the younger members of the server, and also known to be not the best at PvP, so it's safe to assume at this point he is not very looted up, but we can see as he has stood still for quite a while, he is trying to teleport away, so we are trying to make sure he doesn't teleport, because if you move before the teleporter ends, the teleporter just cancels and they can't teleport, so we are trying to make sure he doesn't escape and doesn't teleport away, but he does make a very good escape, so fair play to him. Eventually, we did realise that he had escaped, and we decided to just tower back up to the surface. After a couple of minutes or so, we made it to the surface, and I decided to go around looking for sugarcane, while BFP goes to the spawn village looking for Baller. Anyway, the reason I've been collecting a bunch of spare iron, redstone, and also some sugarcane is because I'm going to be making some locator maps. These are crafted with 1 piece of paper and 1 compass. And on Bedrock, they are the way to find players. So now that I've got all the resources, I started to make the map, and I also made it level 4 so that I could see the biggest area possible. I see a player in the top left corner, and that's where I'm trying to go. I started the journey to find the player, and I made a quick pit stop to get some iron, but that's what I saw in chat. Toasty Soul, the player I was chasing after, had killed my teammate who had just joined the server. This meant that this Toasty Soul player that I didn't even know I was chasing after, he was at spawn, so I had to go all the way back to spawn and, get revenge. And on my way back, a couple hundred blocks out from spawn, I saw him. He tried to play friendly, so I just thought I had time to organise my inventory. I got my shield in my offhand, and I got my bow next to my sword. He was in much better gear than me, so I knew I would have to run in case of a fight. He ran a little bit away, so I sort of shadowed him, and when I was looking away, I turned my back, and he started chasing me. So this was when I knew I had to run. I knew my teammates were about 100 blocks away at spawn, so I started running over. After about 30 seconds, I found them, and I knew that he was going to run away because my teammates were chasing after him now as well. So I start chasing after him. The tables have now turned. He turns on me, tries to get a couple hits in, I get a nice little combo on him, he gets down to a little bit lower than I am, so I have the upper hand in this fight. I also had a lot of regen, so that was very, very lucky. But that's when we realised it was still on peaceful difficulty, so we had to change that before we go after him. It's nobody's fault there. It was supposed to go off at the end of the grace period, that's nobody's fault, but we had to do it then and there. So I continued chasing after him, and with the peaceful mode, it was very, very difficult to cement the kill, but I get a nice couple hits in, and eventually, after a lot of chasing, here, I don't even know what he's trying to do here, he's running in a very awkward way, I get him down very, very low, he jumps into a cave he doesn't see, and I kill him. This cemented my first kill in the Combo SMP, and left me with a diamond chestplate, a diamond axe, and also diamond boots. Skip about an hour, I am now running away. I did also give my diamond boots to BFP, he's coming along with me on this hunt. We are once again using the locator map to find 2 players, including Skingari and Carman Prez. And we have now ran 5,000 blocks, and there's still a long way to go. Also, just for clarification, you see a gem in BFP's hand. We have turned off the strength mod because we killed a few people and we realised it just wasn't working, no matter what we did. We think it's because it's incompatible with other mods, and we want to keep the shield and the armour on the left of our screen, all that. So we are switching to Bliss, which is also a very good mod. It adds unique gems to the game, which you can hold in your offhand, They give you special effects, and you can even get enchantment books. But there's a full Wikipedia for that, so if you're interested, go check that out yourself. So, one thing about the strength gem, you can actually get enchantments with sharpness 2. You get this when you crouch with the gem in your offhand and then hold the item. So, I gave him my axe and my sword, and I got sharpness 2 on both of them. And then with my speed gem, I even managed to get efficiency 2 on my axe, which is what the enchantment that the speed gem gives you. I also TP'd Pringle over to me and BFP did give him the sharpness as well. Anyway, jump about 2 minutes, we find them on the map, and we start digging down to them. But the problem is, we only find either Skingari or Carmen Pretz. We can't decide which it is, we'll have to find out. But they are not together. They are at different places. We wanted to do this as a 3v1, but instead we are only going to be getting one of the kills, which is a big shame. Eventually we see his name and he tries to crouch, but with the heart add-on at the top, you cannot crouch without us still seeing your heart, so it does make it very difficult to hide. But right as we are about to reach him, he TPs away, and we still don't know who this is. It could be Skingari TPing to Car, or it could be Car TPing to Skingari. Eventually we made it to the surface, and I now saw that where there was once one person in a different area of the map, there is now 2 people. So this player must have teleported there. So we headed over to these people. On the way, I also saw that one of the people that we were going for was actually coming towards us by accident. So we literally just intercepted them. A couple minutes go by and we find him, and this is Carmen Pretz, one of the people we are looking for, and the chase is on. He starts to slow down a little bit and he makes an attempt to turn on me. So I rush into him, get a nice little crit, and I turn around, wait for my teammates to arrive, and he starts running once again. And we realised again that peaceful mode was still on, so we had to get the server owner to turn it off midway fight. That's why BFP does kind of fall behind. Once again, it's nobody's fault, we just forgot to do it ages ago now. But if you're thinking it's kind of unfair that it's got turned off during the fight, you're justified, to be honest. I kind of do feel for that. Also, something notable, I did actually notice during the fight he does have a strength gem. Also, I was lagging a little bit, it was so annoying, didn't manage to get my early lead. So I get out my speed gem, which I also found out doesn't work. Here I realised how far behind, so I tried to cut across on the land because my speed gem can actually work, and I do actually realise that is a very good play. We get to the ice plane, and I realise I have a boat in my inventory. Let's get that out, and I can take the lead, and I can catch up to Carmen Pretz. I will say though, I did kind of sell her. I got out the boat, and she kept on going, and I could have cut him off, and I kind of fumbled her. We reached the end of the ice plains here, and I realised my speed gem works in the water, but peaceful is still not off, so my hits are rendered useless. But I do manage to get a couple more nice hits up ahead. Just don't talk about my aim here. Anyway, we get to the point where peaceful is finally turned off, so we can finally start getting a bit of damage, but these strays in the ice plains were super annoying. I think here he is just realising that he's going to die eventually, so he might as well go out fighting. So he turns on me, and to be fair to him, he does get me pretty low. But eventually, I secure the kill. That was like a 4-minute sequence for you, but that really was like 25 minutes. But he puts GG in chat, so I feel I have to say it back. So I kill this baby zombie here, and then I put GG myself. but this can only end in disaster, as there's a drown with a trident. I've got 4 bubbles left, so I tried to kill the drowns first, and then I realised, oh god, I'm 2 hearts, because the guy got me low, and then I just drowned. I don't think there's anything I could have done there, except just not put GG and just focus on survival, but I didn't realise, I didn't realise there was a drown with a trident. So I get Evan to TP me back. He eventually does so, and if you're wondering where BFP's been this entire time, he is just at spawn dealing with something else, as a new player has just joined the server. Anyway, I realised he was well behind, so I was essentially in a 1v1 then. I won, so I'm pretty happy with myself there. But Evan was well behind, and BFP was at spawn. So I was about 1,000 blocks away from my stuff, so I had to use tracking abilities to find it, and took ages, to be honest. But Bedrock's despawning mechanics are very different. As long as you are not in the chunks of which your stuff is, it cannot be despawned, so I knew I had plenty of time to find my stuff. Eventually I do find it, and it does take a lot of sorting, but this does land me with full diamond armour and nearly full diamond tools as well. And this is very good for only 10 days played, I think. The stuff, once again, it does take a lot of sorting, and I do give Evan some of the spare diamond pieces, because obviously I already had a helmet and boots. But now I am well and truly stacked. After this, me and Evan did talk things over though, because BFP was being awfully suspicious. He was in the different voice call, and he was just at spawn for a very long time. I TP'd to spawn to see what was going on, and I would organise my info, and I turn around and I see a player by the name of Novak Scathing, who is somebody I've already told my teammates that I don't want on the team, and I see my own teammate with him chasing me. Nope, we're not doing that again. Both of them have the strength gem, so I know I am not taking this fight, so I just decided to run, and I use my speed gem to get out of there. I could have maybe took on one at a time, but not 2v1, definitely not 2v1. They tried to convince me that they're being friendly, and I'm not having any of it. And that's when I realised I have a nether portal very nearby that I made as like a decoy beforehand when I was running to go find Skingari and Carmen Prez. So I decided to go find the portal. But first I tried to like get a juke on them, but then that's when BFP cut me off. He did get pretty close to me and he didn't hit me. So that did have me suspicious that he wasn't maybe trying to kill me. But at the same time, BFP does have a track record of, you know, betraying teammates. So I don't trust him whatsoever. I did at the start of the season, but it's just out the window. I just have to run. I tried to remember where the portal was, and eventually I did realise it was in the specific direction, and I started heading towards it. It's only a few hundred blocks away, so it doesn't take too long. And with the speed gem, they had no way of catching up. They were maybe 30 blocks behind now. It took a few minutes, but I got to the portal. I picked up a lava bucket on the way, and I went through. And I put lava on top of the portal so that if they went through, they would die. Once I knew I was safe, I TP'd Evan, and we set off on our journey. We planned to travel maybe 5 to 10,000 blocks in the nether, so that we would come out maybe 50k blocks out in the overworld, so that nobody's ever going to find our base. We also planned to loot every structure we found, and we found a treasure bastion, so we went in and we got some pretty good loot actually. On the smaller side, I got some pig step discs and some golden apples. We worked our way down, finding some decent loot on the way down, and when we got to the bottom, we got to the main golden blocks area. There were 2 chests luckily for us. I made it all safe. We got all the gold blocks. There was a lot of those. And then in the chest that I looted, I got super lucky. I got some boots, protection 3, unbreaking 3, and feather falling 3. I even got 2 netherite ingots and also an upgrade template. We left the bastion and I gave Evan a netherite ingot, and we both upgraded our pickaxes to netherite. A few hundred blocks away we found another bastion, but it was getting pretty late, so we started to loot it, but eventually we just decided to leave and call it a day. I did stay on for maybe another 10 minutes longer than Evan though, and I did find another upgrade template. I hopped on as soon as I woke up the next morning, but I didn't really get much footage, so I looted the rest of the bastion, got some decent loot, including some more gold blocks, and then I ran a few hundred more blocks. I found a fortress. I got over a stack of blaze rods, which took absolutely ages. Got some more diamonds whilst I was there too, and also a rib armor trim. After that, I just ran for a few thousand blocks. Evan got back on maybe 10 AM, and yeah, we ran a few thousand blocks in the nether, and we went to the overworld, maybe 50k blocks out in the overworld, which was very nice. Also, for clarification, I am going to be covering the coordinates from now on, so that whoever watches and is on the combo SMP doesn't see my coordinates. So I have found a place to set up base outside of the nether portal. There's a village right next door, and I've started working on a little base with spruce logs and stone. I think it looks pretty good. I will do a full overview of that at the end of the video. But right now, Evan has found a mineshaft, and I'm going to take some shares and go get the cobwebs. I was in the mineshaft for about 10 minutes, and I managed to get over 4 stacks of cobwebs. I tried to sell some, but nobody was open to offers. So maybe I tried to sell them for a bit expensive. Oh well. We still have lots of cobwebs which will be useful for PvP. When I was done in the mineshaft, I teleported back up to where I was situated, and I continued working on my little base. While past me is building, I want to talk about my plans for this base. It's going to be like a little beach house with an enchanter and some basic setups, obviously. And I also want to make an auto brewer. This basically means that I can get a full chest of strength potions, invisibility, etc. It's going to be overpowered. I'm also going to set up a sugarcane farm. I have a lot of carrots, so I'm going to make a carrot farm, and I also have to set up some villagers. And there's only one villager in the village, which means that I'm going to have to cure one. So if I get mending on that guy, I can get mending for as cheap as 1 emerald. That's going to be super overpowered. Also, BFP is adding a little banner on the right of the screen. That's going to basically show that this is the Combo SMP, and if you want to join, you can do. All you have to do to join is be a content creator. It's a great server, you can make lots of new friends, and it's really fun. I've only been on the server for just over a week as of editing this, and it's been great. I've made lots of good friends, and it's just really fun. You should definitely try it out. Anyway, I have finished this base. I think it looks really good. It's not the best I could have done. It's nothing special, though. It's just want to be something nice that I can live at. And also, it's not underground either, because all my bases on past servers have been underground, and it's been kind of boring. I wanted to make something above ground, and I'm very happy with how it went. That's where I'm going to end this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry it's kind of an abrupt ending. I wanted to end it in a point where it was kind of a checkpoint, if you will, where the base is now done. But there will be more to come in the future, and this video is sort of just an introduction to me and myself and my channel. Anyway, make sure to like and subscribe. Go follow my TikTok and other YouTube account. Anyway, let me think of this, and thanks for watching. Bye.